Was in the first lesson I jumped right into the KWL chart without breaking it down and modeling to the students what KWL stood for and what they were going to be doing in it. So without giving them that background knowledge at first, I was kind of just throwing a completely new strategy at them without breaking it down, and I noted in this second lesson it was much more effective when they understood completely what they were doing before. I met the needs of my ELL students in the lesson by giving them more visual examples and also explaining step by step what we were doing. I did a constant reminder of what KWL stood for, and I was constantly letting the students know the purpose of finding this information, which I feel made it more meaningful for them, because rather than me just explaining what we were doing and saying we're doing it because, I kept breaking it down throughout the entire process, and I noticed the students were much more engaged. KWL chart, well, because we're going to read a story about fish, and we're going to use this to help us organize our thoughts. Who knows what the KWL stands for?
No.
What's the no? What's K?
No.
No. So what does this mean then? What would we put here? And if it's no, is it what we already know, right?
Yeah.
What does the W stand for? W. W is going to be what we want to know. What we want to find out while we're reading. This is the information we want to get out of it, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so while you're reading, and we're all reading together, I want us to think about what type of water it says fish swim in, if all fish swim in the same school, or if all fish swim in schools, and if all fish swim the same or if they swim differently. Because we don't all walk the same. Fish might be like us. They might all swim differently because we don't all walk or talk. So fish live in fresh, salt, and brackish water. So we answered this question, didn't we? So we can check it off. What's something else we wanted to learn?
They only go to school at daytime?
Do all fish swim in schools?
Only at daytime.
So did we answer that question?
Yes.
Yep.
What was the answer?
Only they go to school at daytime.
Some only go during the day, and what else?
They look for fish.
When they're looking for food. So what is the first part of the KWL chart? What is the first part of the KWL chart? K. So it's K. How many sections are there in this chart? How many?
3.
3. Thank you, Jonathan. Everyone else is still asleep. So K is the first section. What does K stand for, Vinny? What we know. What's the next part of the chart? Trey? That's K. What's the second part? From the school when they look for food. So is that another time they're not in the school? So what should I put then?
They look for food.
Look for food. So not all fish are in schools all the time, are they? Swim in schools?
Yep.
Like us, right? But they have 1 million fish in their school. Do you think that's a lot? In South Fort Myers High School, there's only a couple thousand students. Imagine if there was 1 million of us all in the same school.
We need a bigger school.
We would need a massive school. That would be so many people. So, and they're safer when they swim in a group. Is that like us? Are we safer when we stick together?
Yes.
When we go on the CBIs, do we always stay with our buddy and stay with our partners?
Yep.
Yes.
Right, because it's not safe to go off by yourself, is it? So herring are a lot like us. They stay together to stay safe. They know they're safe in their school, just like you guys are safe here and safe with each other. So it's called the KWL. So what part did we fill out first? The K. Then what did we fill out? The W. And then what did we do? The L. But what did we do before we did the L? We looked it up. We read it. We found the answers to what we wanted to learn. So could we only use a KWL when learning about fish?
Oh, no.
Yes, that's it?
No.
This is all this is useful for?
No. It's something else.
What?
Like
Anything?
space.
Space. So could you use this when you guys are reading on your own? What about